be upon you all. Welcome. I am Aisha Corner, and I will be one of your MCs this evening.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all, kia ora, no mai haere mai, welcome. My name is James Bennett Crofts Tapa, and I'll be also one of your MCs for the evening. Kia ora everyone.
On behalf of the Unity and Diversity team and our patron Farid Ahmed, we would like to welcome you all to this event. It is your event, and everyone is very important here.
For unity and diversity, we need patience, kindness, respect, understanding, and forgiveness. So we ask your forgiveness in advance if anything is not perfect in your high standards.
We are very sad about the passing away of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Her kindness has touched countless hearts, including Farid Ahmed and the mosque victims and their families in the 15th March tragedy. For example, in this letter to Farid Ahmed from Her Majesty, she said she was most touched by his thoughtfulness in writing, and that he had turned such tragic events into a vehicle of peace, and was clearly an inspiration to many. In Her Majesty's letter, she also had asked her warmest best wishes to him, his family, and the wider community of Mosque Al Noor.
So I would like to greet all of you with salam, peace and kia ora. Honorable human brothers and sisters, now, I believe that all human belong to one family because our original parents are same, Adam and Eve. So that's why, because we are family and we are human brothers and sisters, so we have obligations to one another. We have rights and we have got responsibilities together. So this event is actually a symbol of human unity. We have got United Nations, and we need united human. We need unity in human level. Why I say this? Because if we try to unite us according to the faith, we have divisions. Based on culture, we have divisions. Based on ethnicity, we have divisions. But as human, and with human nature, the feeling of love and sadness, those things are common to all of us. Therefore, we need unity into that human level. And when we can take the unity in human level and we can consider one another as human brothers and sisters, then we will find our heart is broad enough to accept one another with respect and without judging and without putting one another down. So this is the reminder we would like to give, and the main purpose of this event is this. So I'll summarize that why this event. This event is for 3 reasons. 1 is celebrating. 2 is acknowledging, and 3 is encouraging. So I'll repeat again. For 3 reasons: celebrating, acknowledging, and encouraging. These are the 3 main reasons for this event. Now I'll explain a little bit. What do I mean by celebrating? After 15th March tragedy, we came together in unity in diversity. We did not ask who was Muslim, who was non-Muslim, who was from which culture. The tragedy brought us together, and all of us came in unity from diverse background. This is something we need to celebrate. The whole world, I had opportunity to go around the world. And in conferences, people, delegates, they had long queue to congratulate me because I was from New Zealand. Not to congratulate me, but to congratulate New Zealand and New Zealanders. Because they have seen the outpouring love and the unity of New Zealanders. Yes, we need to remember the sad tragedy. But if we do not remember the good thing we had achieved that world has admired, and if we do not celebrate that unity to continue that, then it will be an uncompleted chapter. So that's why this event is to celebrate that unity we had. Now, acknowledging. The acknowledging part is whatever New Zealand has done came together in compassion and love. We need to acknowledge it. And I believe not just once and done, no. Again and again and again. That will remind us that we should be more thankful than more complaining. For human unity, we need to practice more complimenting one another, thanking one another, than complaining too much. So we want to acknowledge New Zealanders and also the world for supporting us. And most particularly each one of you. We want to acknowledge all of you because each one of you are the great ambassador who are working in the field in your own position and capacity. You are working very, very hard to promote human unity. That's why we want to acknowledge you also through this event. Third one and the last one. I don't want to talk too much. You have to watch me because my wife was a chatterbox. And she taught me how to talk. So the last one is encouraging. And this one is easy. Coming together like this, you encourage me, I encourage you. And we encourage one another to continue the good work. The good work so that we can build a cohesive society and we can also inspire and encourage our next generation to follow the path of human unity. So please enjoy the program, the food, the companionship, and don't forget about chit-chat. Thank you.
I'd like to request, please, Honourable Fire Leanne Dazil, the Mayor of Christchurch, to share her wise words with us. Haere mai, Fire.
Ngā mihi nui kia ora koutou katoa. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all. May I acknowledge all of the distinguished guests, the Honourable Megan Woods, Duncan Webb, Sarah Pallett, Tracy McClellan, Ibrahim Omar. It's great that you've come and joined us yet again here in Otautahi, Christchurch. Thank you for being here. All of our local MPs, it's just fantastic to see you all. Can I acknowledge two mayoral colleagues, Mayor Grant Smith from Palmerston North, but a much closer neighbour, Mayor Dan Gordon from Waimakariri. And can I also, there's so many people to acknowledge, but the members of the diplomatic corps, all of the people from government agencies who are here, members of the wider community, and Imam Gamal Fuda, and of course Farid Ahmed, who's an old friend and somebody that I just want to thank you for being the purpose for bringing us all together again to celebrate unity and diversity. Your leadership is what inspires us, and to hear the words of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II read here tonight about the inspiration that you have been. It was very meaningful to hear her expressing those words to you, because it's how we all feel. So thank you for sharing those with us. It's an absolute honour and a privilege to be able to stand here for the very last time in my capacity as the Mayor of Otautahi, Christchurch. And if I was allowed to do just one little political thing, and you know that I never do anything political ever, but I do hope that the next Mayor of Christchurch is in the room tonight. So that's the last time that I'll do anything political. Now, but more seriously though, although we will never forget the precious lives of the 51 shuhada who were taken from their families and loved ones, we will always remember the response, the way we all came together, led by our Prime Minister, but led also equally, standing side by side with all of our Muslim community leaders in love, peace, compassion, and forgiveness. Unity in diversity was our strength. Unity in diversity is our strength. Anyone who talks about diversity as pulling us apart, it's actually what gives us strength. It's what gives us the basis for unity. Everything is based on the diversity of who we all are individually but collectively as well. And when I look out at all of the people in the room tonight, I can just see the strength and the power that comes from diversity. It was that response that must forever define us as a city, and that is something that we must never, ever, ever take for granted. We need to keep living in unity and diversity with compassion every single day. And actually, I'm just repeating the exact words that you said. I'd already written them down, but it resonates. It's exactly how we all feel. As I step down from my role, I can say that there was never a moment in time that I was more proud to be your mayor. We could all feel and see the compassion generated here, spread through cities throughout New Zealand and throughout the world, in a way that would not have been possible without the leadership and the commitment of those who had lost so much, who just kept on giving. Thank you, Fareed, for being an inspiration to me. Thank you, Fareed, for being an inspiration to us all. And thank you, Fareed, for bringing us all together one more time to celebrate unity and diversity. We will always come together. We will come together for you. We will come together for the 51 shuhada, but we will come here to acknowledge and feel gratitude for that amazing response that was generated here and was felt across the world. Unity and diversity, a city of compassion, may that be our future as well. Nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Fire. A special person is not here with us today, but her heart is with us. So we're going to listen to her now on the screen. She's the Minister of the Community and Volunteer Sector, the Honourable Priyanka Krishnan.
Katoa, Assalamu alaikum. I want to begin by acknowledging and thanking Fareed Ahmed and his team for hosting this evening's Unity and Diversity dinner. I am delighted that it can now resume after last year's break due to COVID restrictions. and I was really hoping to be able to be there in person with you all this year, and I'm really sorry that we couldn't make that happen. I say that because I can really see the value in events like this dinner, in the way that it seeks to move past the sadness and trauma of March 15th, 2019, and to bring people from different walks of life together in a spirit of aroha and manakitanga. When we meet and share food with people we didn't know previously, when we communicate and ask questions, when we grow our understanding of what makes us different and what unites us, and when we end up exchanging jokes and stories at the end of a beautiful evening, it's an experience that leaves us all enriched. It also fosters a better understanding of each other and takes us collectively towards a society that values diversity as a strength, but also recognizes what brings us together as people. July the 1st, 2022 marked the 1-year anniversary of the Ministry for Ethnic Communities. The dinner this evening precisely encapsulates what this ministry is all about. Indeed, if the ministry were to have its own slogan, unity and diversity would be a very good fit. The ministry, of course, was one of the actions our government took in response to the 44 recommendations of the Royal Commission of Inquiry. Our government accepted all 44 in principle and remains committed to implementing them. Ministers Little, Woods and I met with many from across our diverse ethnic communities in Canterbury and really appreciated the time, energy and thought that went into the engagements. We will continue those conversations to make sure that we keep our communities informed as work progresses and so that we can listen to your views and thoughts on that work. Though Aotearoa is already a diverse nation, we've only recently really embarked on the journey to become more inclusive so that this diversity can thrive, to truly become a society where we can all feel safe, valued, heard, feel a sense of belonging, and where we're supported to participate fully, and we all have a role to play in that. Events like this are steering our waka in the right direction. Thank you again for your time and the work that you're putting into realizing this vision. Enjoy your meal and the rest of the evening. Shukran. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
So I know everyone wants a little bit of a change, so we're going to have a little waiata now. So I'm going to call upon my Ngai Tuahuriri whānau to present the waiata with us this evening. That will start off with my mama, Tini Tapa, and her siblings, which will be our apotoro, Michael Francis Bennett, please, uncle. And can I also please have Auntie Josephine Martin. Next I'll also have Mama's goddaughter pop up here, Auntie Lara, please, Auntie Lara. And her daughter Jamila. And then we'll have also our tauas come up, please. This is Taua Devine and Taua Me Tapiri Crofts. They are the baby sister of our late beloved Dame Aroha Rarity Crofts. And if there's any other Ngai Tuahuriri people who want to come up, you're more than welcome to also. The song that the waiata that we'll be singing tonight is one that I chose because we know it. It's everyone, pretty much everyone in here will just about know it. But it represents the essence of why we're all gathered here this evening. Okay? Come on, Nui.
Te
told you that. New Zealand is a compassionate nation, led by compassionate leaders. We are happy to receive Honourable Mayor from Palmerston North to share his feelings towards unity. Honourable Grant Smith.
Kia ora tātou, nau mai, haere mai. Assalamu alaikum. And warm greetings from Palmerston North City. It is indeed an honour to represent our small but multicultural city on the podium with and full of a room of such distinguished guests. And here in a city that's had to deal with so much. Firstly, natural disasters, and then the 15th of March tragedy. Firstly, if I can acknowledge our host, Farid Ahmed, very hard man to say no to when he rings you up and say you are coming to this dinner. But seriously, thank you for your generosity and your warmness tonight. Her Worship, the Mayor of Christchurch, Leanne Dalzell. Leanne, congratulations on your term of 9 years here, and I think we don't get an opportunity sometimes to acknowledge and thank our fellow colleagues, but and those other politicians in the room will know what I mean by saying it's lovely to go out on your terms. and actually you have led Christchurch extremely well, and it is a city of the future. I've come here a lot and I just am amazed at the transformation of this great city. To others in the room, to other mayors, Mayor Dan, nice to see you again. Minister Woods, to other MPs, former mayors, Mayor Gary, and others in the room, Your Excellencies, other speakers, and everybody else that I've missed out, I apologise. But ladies and gentlemen, it is an honour to be here. And look, that horrific day on March 15, 2019 can never be forgotten. And it took place, for Palmerston North, it took place on the eve of our annual International Festival of Cultures. And since 1993, for nearly 3 decades, our Central City Festival of Cultures was hosted in our square, named Te Marae Ahine, Courtyard of the Daughter of Peace, and it celebrated the best of our city and wider regions, diverse languages, cultures, crafts, cuisines, music and dance. It was a colourful outward expression of mutual respect, acceptance of diversity, understanding and manakitanga that our people and their communities have for one another. As it just happened in the week after March 15th, Palmerston North actually hosted the New Zealand Sister Cities Conference, including representatives from the USA, Japan and China. And that March 15th certainly created a whole new context for this international gathering. Bouquets and garlands of flowers piled up on the pavements outside the Palmerston North Islamic Centre during that week. The following Saturday, the Festival of Cultures attracted, along with the crowds who refused to be intimidated, representatives from the diplomatic corps of over 30 embassies, high commissions and consulates. Shocked, sombre and grief-stricken, we stood together in an expression of solidarity and resolve. Diversity united in the face of adversity. Before the festival got underway with nearly 15,000 people present. It was an unprecedented public show of sympathy, empathy, and clearly demonstrated what we were as a people, a city, and actually as a nation. So why am I here? Our cities of Palmerston North and Christchurch actually have a lot in common. We're flat, and that's good. Good to cycle around. University, but actually we're very multicultural. And in some ways, Palmerston North's like a smaller version of Christchurch in the North Island. But our ethnic communities are absolutely linked together, especially our Muslim communities. And again, I thank you, Farid, for your reaching out to me. Palmerston North is an incredibly multicultural, with over 130 different ethnic communities within the city. We have a big story to tell, but not now. But thanks to the traditions of manakitanga from our iwi, rangitane, Palmerston North continues to actively encourage cultural diversity, as does Christchurch. Not only do we publicly welcome our new arrivals, but we continue to recognise and celebrate the social, economic and cultural contributions they make to our city, and so nurture a sense of belonging. And with belonging helps people settle in more quickly, enhance social cohesion and builds community. And this creates an environment where newcomers can succeed at anything, and we must continue to promote this positively. So, Farid, Mia, Leanne and others, thank you for your celebration of multiculturalism, of diversity, and again, thank you for the invitation. Nā reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you.
Okay, so it's an honour to invite at this moment, could we please have Mr. Wesley Jeffers come to the stage to share a few words on unity on behalf of the US Embassy in New Zealand. Thank you.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Assalamu alaikum, kia ora. My name's Wes Jeffers, and I am one of our public affairs officers at the US Embassy in New Zealand. I want to start off by just expressing regret for my ambassador, Tom Udall. He couldn't be here tonight, but he's here in spirit, and he sends his love. So, my job as a diplomat at the US Embassy, I wanted to talk about it for just a moment, to talk about my own story of diversity tonight. In my job, it's my duty to tell the story of the United States to New Zealand and to the rest of the world, really. I have to explain who Americans are, what we care about. It's a duty that I love, but it's not always easy. It can be challenging. The thing I love most about the United States is our diversity. There's no one definition of an American, and that's something that makes me very proud. Look at me. I'm just a gay kid from West Virginia, from a small town of 500 people in the mountains. I didn't even have TV or anything growing up, and now I'm here in Christchurch talking to all of you. That's just me, but everyone has a story like that. Every American, every Kiwi, everyone in this room has their own unique, diverse story. However, in the world today, we do see people who sometimes don't want to hear those stories, don't want to engage in those stories. We see people who focus on differences. We see people who avoid change. And we see people who walk away from what they don't understand because that's easier for them. We're inundated nowadays with images and videos of division. This happens in the United States and even here in Aotearoa. That's why tonight, this Celebrating Unity and Diversity dinner is so important. We need to come together. We need to embrace difference. We need to talk about our difficulties. And we need love, aroha, for each other. As a diplomat, I've learned one fundamental truth in my career. Deep down, at our core, we're all really the same. We want our loved ones to be safe. We want to find happiness, and we want our children to have a better future. I also wanted to take a moment to just acknowledge something else, because this weekend is a really tough weekend for Americans. Tomorrow is September 11th, and that's a day that changed all of our lives. Citizens of 90 countries passed away, and of many faiths, and including one New Zealander that terrible day. So 9/11, just like 15 March, was pure terrorism. It was not a religion, not a race, not an ethnicity, just terrorism. And there's no place in the world for that. So I applaud what you're doing, what Farid especially is doing tonight. We have to take more opportunities to unify through dinners, through dialogue, through discussion, through listening to and learning from each other. On behalf of the United States Embassy team, I wanted you to know that we support you, we see you, we respect you, we love you. Specifically to the Muslim community, we are Fano, mashallah. And I want to acknowledge, of course, all of those who died and who were affected by the March 15th terrible mosque attacks 3 years ago. I pray that we have a future where we're all able to celebrate our unity in diversity every day and not be punished by division. And I believe tonight is a powerful step toward that future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wes. We are not alone. Unity and diversity effort is widespread mission, whether it is in Europe, Africa, New Zealand, and other parts of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now invite a distinguished guest, His Excellency, Mr. R. van der Vos, the Ambassador of Netherlands, to share some words with us.
I'm a little bit taller. Sorry, there you go. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou koutou. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. And to my Dutch Kiwis here in the room, goedenavond. Het is goed om jullie hier te zien. Ik zie jullie wel. See you there. I also would like to recognize, of course, the Honorable Mayor of Christchurch, Leanne. Good to see you. I saw a lot of you on Twitter. I follow you on Twitter a lot, but it's good to see you here now, finally. Yes. I haven't met the Honorable Megan Woods, but I hope to meet her soon as well. The Honorable Grant Smith, well, sitting next to you. Great that you're here. Also acknowledging the Manaweo, Nagatahu. And also what I like about tonight is that I would like to recognize you all, because it's really special to see so many of you, and you are all equal and you are all important. And before I will get to the question on how to promote unity in diversity, I would like to offer my deepest sympathies with the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. The Netherlands has a special relation with the British Royal House that goes back centuries. Also in Aotearoa, New Zealand. We not only feel that strong bond, but we are also, for instance, experienced it during the liberation of my country, World War II, by the Allies, including British and New Zealand troops. Still today, we owe you a lot of gratitude for regaining our precious freedom. Queen Elizabeth II symbolizes that refound freedom, a beacon for stability for your country and the world. And our heart and minds are with you in this very, very sad period. As a true newcomer to your country, I just arrived 5 weeks ago. I like to have the opportunity to talk about how to promote unity in diversity. But who am I? I just arrived here. The response of the New Zealand public in supporting the Muslim community after the attacks is a heartwarming example of unity in the difficult times. That out of the tragedy and the trauma, a positive united response has arisen in the form of the crisis calls to address hate speech and violent extremism online is exceptional and needed. And Farid, we owe you a lot, together with your United in Diversity team, to bring us together tonight for this dinner and continue to speak about is an important fact and an important initiative. However, we must continue to listen and learn from communities that are affected by exclusion and intimidation. Work with them to build cohesive responses. And not only a top-down approach won't work. This is a journey that we all must walk it together, side by side. We are only as strong as our weakest link. That's also a saying in the Netherlands. Unity can be achieved by making the story human-centric, I feel, and personal. We are all human, and when we build up walls, we lose sight of our humanity. We have to take the time to cross that line and learn what the other side is trying to say and has to offer. And let me tell you my story. Besides my beautiful title to be the Netherlands ambassador, I'm also just a gay man with a lovely husband at home. I'm proud to do the job and representing a fabulous country, as I'm also proud to be part of the rainbow community. Although much progress has been made in recent years, this community is also still criminalized in many places around the world where we see many of this is happening. Exclusion, not taking part of society. Diversity, as I said before, has so much to offer, to celebrate, and it strengthens our society. As individuals, we have the responsibility to stand up to racism and discrimination when we see it happening around us. But it's still difficult. But I still believe, and I think we all agree, that there are more of us that want to move forward together than stay behind. I looked really forward in my tenure here in New Zealand to learn and to listen. To learn and to listen also tonight. I also would like to hear a call of action from your side to the international community. What can we do better? How can we better protect the generations to come? And I hear the generations because they are here to come. They're already loud and waiting to take the leaderships. Freedom of religion is important. It's the basis of a successful country like the Netherlands and Europe and many others in the world. Also, that you can be who you want to be. We all need to work towards a world that works for all and includes all. Thank you. Shukran.
Thank you for that. Thank you. It's now time to bring another waiata. So I'm going to ask Auntie Josephine Martin and Mama Tini Tapa to please come up. We're going to sing the national anthem. So I would like to ask all of us, when it's time, to stand together, when it's time to sing the national anthem together. Wait, Mum. Thank you.
Just a quick notice, I'd like to advise all the Muslim guests that will pray Maghrib after this part of the program and before dinner, and the prayer room will be behind us in the Howell room. So, Honourable Minister of Housing New Zealand, Megan Woods is our neighbour and she is always there for us like today. It is an honour to request her to say a few words. Come, Megan.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Assalamu alaikum. It's an absolute pleasure to be with so many friends in this room tonight and to look around. I'd like to thank the Bangladeshi Parents group for once again organising this event. This is a lot of people to get together in one place and feed, so let's give them a round of applause. I'd also like to acknowledge my parliamentary colleagues that are here, Duncan Webb, Tracy McLennan, Sarah Pallett and Ibrahim Omar. Thank you so much, Ibrahim, for travelling to be here with us. We nearly have the full house, but Dan Rosewarne, our newest Labour MP here in Christchurch, couldn't make it tonight, but sends his apologies. I'd also like to acknowledge Mayors Grant Smith and Dan Gordon. And I'm not forgetting one, I'm saving that for a bit later. Great to have you here, because I would like to take this moment to especially acknowledge Leanne Dalzell. This might be one of the last times I get to do this publicly, but to thank you for what you've done for our city and what you've done for unity and diversity. I'd also like to acknowledge members of our diplomatic corps that are here with us tonight. It is wonderful that we not only gather as a community from across our city, but as a community from around the world. So thank you very much for your presence. I'd also like to take this moment to acknowledge the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. And I know the special connection that the Queen and her family have to our Muslim communities here in Christchurch, with Prince William visiting only a few weeks after the March 15 events, and then Prince Charles, now King Charles, visiting to meet with our communities as well. So would like to take the moment to acknowledge that. But Fareed, I saved the last for you. What have you done, brother? So many people from a small hall in Hoonhay, it's growing into this. Thank you for having the foresight to bring so many disparate people together for us to talk about our unity and diversity. And it's great to see that you've brought Hoonhay with you. I can see Roy Keneally down there with you, that members of the Hoonhay community are absolutely backing you. This was a community that lost so many people on March 15, a small, tight-knit neighbourhood that couldn't imagine the tragedy that was to befall it, like so many parts of our city. But as we come together is this the second or the third time to celebrate? I think it should have been the third, but COVID got in the way. But as we come together once again to celebrate unity and diversity, I gave some thought to what it means now, today, in 2022. It means the same things that it did mean to us in 2019. But as I was reflecting on this, I think this idea of unity and diversity is more important now than it ever has been. Whether we're here in Christchurch or we look around New Zealand or we look around the world, we increasingly see polarisation. We see difference being something that is destructive, and it does not need to be that way. Difference and diversity can be a unifying factor. Difference and diversity can bring us together. Difference does not need to divide us, as tonight shows us. We all know that diversity of thought is what gives us that rich tapestry of life. But when I look around and I see increasingly seeing that disagreeing with each other is becoming divisive, that difference is becoming corrosive, and that difference is becoming something that sets us apart rather than something to be celebrated, I think that we need to take our cue from what is happening in this room tonight. We cannot let difference be weaponised. Difference is what can bring us together. It is what can bring us to a place where we can disagree with each other with grace, where we can disagree with each other with respect, because the antidote to that polarisation, that division that we are seeing too much of in our world, is what we find in this room tonight, in communion with each other, with sharing a meal, with seeing old friends, and seeing that in our unity, that we can be found in our diversity. Thank you, Fareed, for bringing us together to once again remember that.
Okay. It's our aim to be inclusive as much as possible, and part of that effort is to have our distinguished guest, our pōtoro, Michael Francis Bennett. Uncle Michael, if you could come up, please. We'd like to lead us in a closing karakia as we draw near to the end of our program before we start our meal. Thank you.
Kia ora tātou, kia ora koutou, kia ora. I'm going to start off with the song first. Te aroha e te iwi e, kua haere mai ke te hui hui ngā. Te aroha e te iwi e, kua haere mai ke te hui hui ngā. Me te aroha. The love that I have for you this day will stay with me all through my days. The love that I have for you this day will stay with me all through my years with all my love. Kia ora. Always remember our Heavenly Father's currency is love. You can save it, spend it, and even receive it. So, let me pray. Matutama wairua tapu anehira pono me te māngai. Whakiungia mai I roto I te aroha noa. Paerete anō mātou ki te rangi māria I ngā wā katoa. Ko te māngai, hei tutuko mai, aia nei, aka nei, ai. Kia ora.
Imam Jamal Felder is a well-known face in promoting love and unity. It's our honour to request him to end this part of the program with a dua. So I'm not sure if Imam Jamal is actually here. Yes, please brother, come up.
Assalamu alaikum, kia ora. It is an honor for me once again to come and make this dua in this time. We are going to pray after this. In fact, I was going to pray, and I didn't know that my name was going to be called. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون. صدق الله العظيم. This is part of a verse of Al-Quran that says that the shuhada, they never die. The martyrs of 15th of March are still alive. And the Quran even says that وَلَكِنْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ, but you cannot perceive it. You cannot comprehend how the nature of their life looks like. So we believe as Muslims, we believe that the 15th of March shuhada is still alive. They are alive tonight with us, and we are here to acknowledge the victims and the injured and all the people of Christchurch, Muslims and also non-Muslims and in New Zealand. We all felt the pain of 15th of March, so we are here today to say that the shuhada didn't die and they are alive. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put them in the highest paradise and give us peace, unity, and diversity, and give us the strength to continue to work together and love one another. That is the beauty of New Zealand, and we'll continue the journey that we started after 15th of March. We as Muslims, our response was peace and love, as I said, and we'll continue this journey together so that we can see the beauty of our nation and set an example to the whole world that New Zealand is setting a role model for peace. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put our shuhada in al-Jannah and give complete and full recovery to the injured and bless us all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's now time for the best part of the evening, where we can all enjoy dinner and talk with each other.
Thank you again, everybody, for coming here this evening and spending this time with us. Dinner's going to be served to the tables. If you'd like a cuppa, our volunteers who will make themselves known, you can grab one from them. So those of us also, just before we finish, those of us who want to do Maghrib and pray, so you might want to head to the back room now, please.
Just to add to that, the volunteers have just gone to pray in the other room because it's our Maghrib prayer. So please just chit-chat and talk with each other, have a bit of fun and relax, and dinner will be with you shortly. Thank you. He just added.